So for this quick after the review, it's pretty simple. Okay. Um, Many times in my life, I've been called a jack of all trades, master of none. And if you're currently wondering, yes, I do have a weekly sipper here, and it's the same one as last week. I'm not sponsored by Blue Moon, but it's a delicious beer. It's their Harvest Pumpkin Wheat. So I'm a jack of all trades, master of none. I've dabbled in many things. In high school, I sold bingo equipment. I sold um, many things that you could actually not really equipment, but I was a tech for my uncle and his company. Essentially, it's very simple. I also sold cell phones, waited tables. At one point, I was working three jobs in high school, but I was never really good at any single one of them. I was never really good at the customer service while waiting tables, got too frustrated. I was never really good at the cell phone thing because I didn't like the knowledge. And I was never really good at the bingo thing because too many old women were smoking cigarettes and it was distracting. I'm not going to blame them fully for this, but it just was a job that allowed me to pay my bills that I did have at that time, my one bill, my phone bill. So then I went into the military, and this just made the problem a larger problem. And because I signed up to become a hazmat guy in the military, and they sent me to a place at my first unit that focused on nothing but the hazmat. So I thought maybe this was where I'm going to actually hone my skills. Well, how does life work? Many people in this world, they like to push you down and make sure that you are doing the things that they need to do because, one, they might have rank or authority over you, or two, they are trying to strive for a better life themselves. So you can't really fault them for that. So when you're low ranking in the military, you're going to basically have those options where nothing in this world is going to stop them from putting you at the bottom. So when you try to increase your education, and you may not be able to prioritize as well as most people are. And that's what one of my major problems was. So I would get jumped around to different tasks within there, never really being able to refine anything. And it's no fault to my leadership. It's just the fault to me because I didn't have the courage to speak up and say, hey, I would like to become better at this first before I move on to the next job. Thus, as we go on, we find that we cannot prioritize in life, and hopefully someday someone will step into your life that'll show you how to prioritize. The Marine Corps didn't help anymore with this jack of all trades, master of none thing because I reenlisted and decided to see if I could get a reenlistment incentive of moving to Hawaii. I moved to Hawaii, made it to a unit where there was several hazmat guys, and I found out that the unit didn't need that many. So we got shoved into a training and operations thing, and they said, hey, this is your job now. And I bounced around jobs for those 3 years, anywhere from logistics to doing my job in hazmat, to training, to doing analyzing numbers, just going back and forth, doing basic things to get by, and found out that I'm pretty good at doing average in a lot of things. And it was very, very self-evident at one of my last training ops during that stay in Hawaii when I went to a training op and they appointed me as the billet for several different offices during one of our monthly long training meetings. So, and they were okay with that. One, because no one else was available. And two, they said, you can be okay and do that well enough to where we can get by. Well, I did do it well enough. And many people in those times did state that I had become a jack of all trades, master of none. And it kind of frustrated me because I am trying to answer that question in life. Can I actually find a career and focus on it and become a master at that? I'm at a point in my life where I don't believe that I can. I got out of the military after going to California for a year and a half, 2 years, jumped around there, wasn't really good at the hazmat thing, didn't really know my knowledge. But I did enough to where I could get by to where I didn't lose my rank and I didn't really cause any discomfort other than, those people that were, I would say, not impressed with my skills as a sergeant of Marines, but it's okay. I was able to make it 9 years, so I guess I was doing something okay enough. So I made it there, decided to come out of the military and go to the university I went to get a degree. And simply enough, I got that degree in theological studies. It's a philosophy degree, and found out that I was good at thinking, writing papers, doing that. And but it's not enough to actually pay bills. During that time, I jumped into a place to make pizza, made pizza. It was pretty average, to say the least. I'm good at average. That's what I do. So my question today is, does anybody here that's going to watch this in the future, watch it currently, actually think that they're average as well? Well, I would say don't be disheartened by that, because average can actually lead to a great life. You may not be rich, you may not be the best, wealthiest person in the world, but hey, average can make you mean that you're valuable to a lot of people. So that average person is always called on, one, because most of the time that average person is very reliable and showing up to work on time. They may not be the most physically fit. And I'm not here trying to speak and talk about myself in order to get some type of boost in my morale, but I'm here to tell you that if you're average, do not be disheartened, simply because sometimes we're meant to be here to fill those gaps when other people either fail or do not want to. So, during those times, certifications range from, and my first unit was an EMT. I got a certification in that. Got a certification in a thing called Combat Lifesavers. I did some really cool stuff there. Got some hazmat certifications there. Let's see, went to Hawaii, got certifications in logistics programs that allowed me to do the job for the logistics unit that I went to. That probably lent to the ability to stay in an office while we deployed, which is a blessing to say the least. Crazy enough, while you deployed, many people ask, oh, did you do any fighting or anything? No, I didn't do any fighting. I'm a desk warrior. That's what I am. That's what it is. I don't want to insult those people that actually had to fight and take lives for our country, because that's where the foundation of this country is built on. It's built on those people that had to make sacrifices. It doesn't have to be the military, but it's our police officers or firefighters or EMTs, everybody there. I heard recently somebody say that a teacher is the foundation of this country. Yes, they're a foundation for this country, but teachers also have a responsibility to be non-biased in what they teach. So I'm not going to label them as a part of the foundation for the country, because many teachers are biased, and that's how it goes. I'm not trying to start anything, but that's what it is. Let's get back to this. So a jack of all trades, master of none. That's exactly what I am, because simply I have not mastered anything. I'm not a master video game player. I'm not a master pizza maker. I'm not the best at that. I know who is the best. And maybe that's one thing that I have mastered. I can identify people that excel in the areas that I've stepped into. Those people that actually do really hone their skills in life. So, and many times this type of talk may upset my wife, because she supports me 100%, and I agree with her, and I appreciate that support. But let's just do what it is. I identify people, I identify what they can do, and simply, if my identification is off, then I admit it. But most of the time, my identification of those people that are extraordinary in those positions, they pan out to be really, really, really on point. So, I guess this title's not going to get any more actual attraction. Had one viewer popped out. That's okay. If you do watch us in future, leave comments below. Let me know what you think. And pretty simple, to say the least. So, jack of all trades, master of none. I don't believe that I could ever master a trade, because I'm always jumping around and trying to find something new. And that might be a personal character flaw in itself, but it's okay. Any other certifications? Let's see. Yeah, I bounced around. So first unit was mainly medical certification, then some hazmat certifications. The next unit was some logistics certifications and a little bit of hazmat certifications. The last unit was, let's see, certifications. Not many certifications. I was a suicide awareness instructor, and that was ironic, because during that time I was very depressed. So the military had some humor in them, and that's how it went. So, but no other certifications. But as I can tell, though, because the one thing that I can do is talk, one thing that was very big constant was in the hazmat game in the military, at least in the Marine Corps, you had to learn how to teach. So maybe that might be an avenue that I go down later on in life. But right now, I'm not going to teach many people what I know. It's just how it is. The people that I trust, yes, I'll teach them. But the people that step on me, nope, not at all. There's no chance. So I'm going to be starting a new series possibly soon. It's going to be focusing on refining my IPA, my Indian Pale Ale. I'm going to use the next few months to just decide how I'm going to actually develop this flavor that I have. So the first batch will be ready next Thursday, which is only 6 days from now. And after I finish that, I'm going to refine the choice selection of hops, how I brew it, and keep the focus on making a flavor that's extraordinary and out of this world. Maybe that is what I'll focus on, and maybe that's what career I will be the master of. Who knows? Like I said, I bounce around. But as always, I appreciate you, YouTube, and have a wonderful evening. Good night.